Oh, greetings, grasshoppers. Welcome to the Bot Signal. This is, of course, the Bot Signal and RJ Redden. That's me. If you don't know me, then let me tell you a little bit. Entrepreneurs hire me to skyrocket their marketing message because most feel like they're shouting into a black hole or they're just a carbon copy of everyone else. And they have a lot of trouble getting traction online. So I create epic chatbot experiences that get people to click that button, connect with you, and convert like crazy. Bottom line, I'm on a mission to motivate 1 million people to change their marketing. Let's start with you today. Great. Good morning, Petra. Thank you for joining me. Today we're talking about onboarding of new clients. This is a pain point for a lot of coaches out there. A lot. We work so hard, right? We work so hard to get people into our circle, to know, like, and trust, develop the know, like, trust factor from them, but also from us. We've got to love the people we were working with too. And there's such a huge process there that once we get to the finish line, which is a contract is signed, et cetera, then we sort of lose track of what needs to be done for a great client experience. So let me give you an example. This is an account that I'm working on right now. And my dear client is working on, he is a direct sales professional. This guy's amazing at it. And he has had an awful lot of people join his team in the past, probably 3-4 weeks. It's just been flooding. And the problem is that a lot of times companies just don't have a way to onboard people appropriately, to train them in what needs to be done next. Most of the time, what we have is, great, you're here now. We're so glad you're here. Do these 13 things. Here's what happens. In reality, most people are so darn excited to be with you. Absolutely are. They're so thrilled. They are filled with hope. And then we give them a list of 13 things they have to do. Sign up for this Facebook group. Get this account over here. Use this code with it. Do, a whole bunch of things that are tedious, that are admin stuff, that are, I'll do that later. And that is exactly what happens. Most people will do 1 or 2 things on the list, and then they'll go, I'll get right back to this. But that's where that hope, that joy of being with you starts to die on the vine. What about we make that better, people? What about we make that so that onboarding is not only informative, helps them get all their stuff done and ducks in a row before they start with you, and fun. How can we do that? Oh, I think you know my answer, darlings. We can do that in a bot. You know that we can. And that's the thing. We want to make that, we want to carry that joy through to the next stuff. We don't want to keep, we don't want to bombard people with front-loaded information. Hi, you're going to have a call every 2 weeks, and it's going to be at this time. Mark your calendar now. Hi, sign up for this account. Here's the Facebook group where we'll all be. Darlings. What really needs to be done when people are first joining us after paying, whatever it is that we charge for our coaching? What really needs to be done? An excellent welcome. An excellent welcome with maybe some steps that lead them through some of these admin things. But what we tend to do is say, bookmark this email. We'll get back. You'll get back to it later. Bookmarking emails. I just don't know that people do that. So what we're doing for onboarding these days, what we're creating for my client is actually with that one, it's a training. It's a training for all the people who are joining his group right now, which is just happening like gangbusters. We're doing a 10-day training that helps them through all the major steps. It's going to take 15 minutes a day. Now that's a training. That's a little bit different. That's onboarding people that are maybe going to be on your team. Sometimes training needs to be done. Sometimes it's just a little bit longer. But if you're onboarding a client, what about this? What about you just make it into a mini game? What about that? What about saying, hey, it's time to sign up for this important account. Here are some things you need to know. And boom, here's the website. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And then I'm going to, make sure you're not lost along the way. When they get done with that, give them a progress bar, give them a cheer, give them an internet badge, whatever you need to do to make that experience kind of exciting and kind of fun. You know what? In an onboarding sequence, you can acknowledge that there's a bunch of admin stuff to do. You can acknowledge that it's the boring part, but then you can say, look, here's what's going to happen when you're done with this admin stuff. It's going to be done. It's going to be done forever. You won't ever need to do it again. What if you were able to help people step by step through that onboarding? Chatbots allow you to do that. Chatbots allow you to do that. It allows you to help them focus on what needs to be done next. And it allows for all kinds of personal interaction. Hey, have you ever had a problem where a brand new client has gotten stuck on something and they just don't ask you for whatever reason? They put it on their piles of to-dos and it never happens. Maybe they're too embarrassed to ask. Maybe they don't want to start out things on the wrong foot as a client. Oh, this must be somewhere in the information. I'll just sort through and find it. Darlings, don't leave this to chance. Grab an onboarding bot. I'll tell you what, we do this for people all the time. What we do is we have a certain skeleton that we use, and then we meet with you. We put meat on the bones. We figure it out. What does this need to do to personally align with your onboarding experience? It turns out, so we go from the onboarding experience that everyone has, that kind of sucks, that people don't always even make it through, even though they've just put down the money. We go from that to a little mini game. They play in their browser and they're done for the day. And everything is done and they are ready for you, for your magnificence. You see, paying the money isn't the last goal. It isn't the last hurdle at all. It is only the first one in now developing a great client-provider relationship, client-coach relationship. Client-provider sounds like I'm a medical dictionary this morning. I don't know why, everybody. Anyway, that's the message I have for you today. I want you to imagine your onboarding process as something people love. I want you to design in your head, what could you do to establish that relationship firmly, establish you as the coach who is way on top of things and ahead of everybody else. And if you're interested in these things, let me know. Let me know always. Today, I am going to invite you to join my community. These communities are rocking, and I just want you to be in there with us, my friends, because this stuff is the new stuff. This stuff is the future. So I'm going to throw the link in the comments, as I always do. Please do join us. If you join us, you get a little Easter egg from me today. I won't even tell you what it is. So that's what I know for today. That's what is going on in my world. Onboarding bots for clients, onboarding bots for team members. This is awesome stuff. This is where people need their hand held so that their hope doesn't die. This is people need their hand held so they can get off to a running start, maybe a sprinting one in your next program. So, darlings, that is it for me today. I'm going to be back on at the top of the hour with my friend Steve. We're going to talk more about those coaching communities. Please do join us. Say it's right here, so you can't miss us, really. Thank you for joining me today. That's it for the bot signal. I'll see you in a bot.